Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful ideas from Yuval Noah Harari's bestseller, Sapiens. We're talking about the unique superpower that let our species, well, conquer the entire planet. So, to really get our heads around this story, we have to start with a puzzle. 100,000 years ago, there were at least 6 different human species walking the Earth. Today, there's only one, us. You see, for most of our history, we humans were, well, we weren't the kings of the savannah. Not even close. We were kind of stuck in the middle of the food chain, timidly gathering plants, chasing small animals, and constantly looking over our shoulders, hoping we wouldn't become lunch for some bigger predator. So, what on earth changed? Now, you'd think the answer is obvious, right? Our big, unique brains must have given us some kind of immediate, game-changing advantage. But here's the thing. For 2 million years, as our brains got bigger and bigger, all they really gave us were some flint knives and pointy sticks. For a very long time, our big brains were mostly just a huge energy drain on our bodies. I mean, let's be honest. In a one-on-one fight for survival, we weren't all that special. A chimpanzee would have been absolutely terrifying. Our big brains didn't really protect us from our physical weakness. And that was a major liability out on the open savanna. And then something happened. Around 100,000 years ago, Homo sapiens made this spectacular jump from the middle of the food chain right to the very top. It was incredibly fast, so fast, in fact, that the ecosystem didn't have time to adjust. And as Harari points out, neither did we. This quote, man, it really gets to the heart of Harari's argument. Unlike lions or sharks, who evolved into top predators over millions of years, we're like anxious usurpers. He argues this sudden climb to the top filled us with this deep-seated insecurity that has made us uniquely cruel and dangerous, and it's led to countless wars and ecological disasters. So if it wasn't just brawn or our brains on their own, what was our secret weapon? The real revolution, the thing that changed absolutely everything, wasn't physical. It was mental. It was a cognitive leap forward that gave us a superpower that no other animal has. Okay, so here's what happened. Sometime between 70,000 and 30,000 years ago, something Harari calls the cognitive revolution took place. It was probably just some accidental genetic mutations that rewired the sapiens' brain. And it gave us this unheard-of ability to create and, more importantly, believe in fictions. We're talking about things that don't have an objective reality, like gods, nations, or human rights. Harari calls this his famous monkey test, and it's brilliant. You can't ever convince a monkey to hand over its banana by promising it endless bananas in some future monkey heaven. It just doesn't work. The monkey only understands what's real, right here, right now, the banana in its hand. But us? Our ability to believe in promises about things that don't even exist, that is our superpower. And the result of this superpower is totally unique cooperation. You see, ants can cooperate in massive numbers, but it's rigid. It's in their DNA. Chimps can cooperate flexibly, but only with individuals they know personally, which caps out at about 150. But sapiens, we can unite millions of complete strangers around a common myth, a shared story. And that's how you build a city. That's how you build an empire. Okay, so you might be thinking this is all about ancient myths and campfire stories. Nope. These fictions are the very operating system of our modern world, from the courtroom all the way to your wallet. This idea of a lawyer as a modern-day sorcerer, it's a perfect way to get what he's talking about. Let's take a company, say the Peugeot car company. What is it really? It isn't the factories or the cars or the employees. It's something much stranger than that. See, the company Peugeot is a limited liability company. It's a pure legal fiction. It's a story, one told by lawyers and written down on paper, that all of us, judges, customers, employees, we all agree to treat as if it's real. And that shared belief is what allows thousands of total strangers to cooperate on a massive scale. So what this means is that we sapiens are living in a dual reality. On the one hand, you've got the objective world of rivers and lions, but we've built this entire imagined reality of gods, nations, and corporations right on top of it. And over time, this imagined reality has become so powerful that it now dictates the survival of the objective one. The fate of actual rivers and lions now depends on the decisions made by fictions like the United States or Google. I mean, just think about money. A dollar bill is just a piece of colorful paper. It has no objective value at all. You can't eat it, you can't drink it. The only reason it works is because we all believe that everyone else also believes in it. It's the most successful, most universal system of mutual trust ever invented, a story that unites almost every single human on the planet. So this superpower, it did more than just let us work together. It fundamentally changed how we evolve. It put us on a completely new, totally accelerated track. Harari calls this the fast lane of cultural evolution, and that's the perfect name for it. We don't have to wait around for our genes to change, to adapt our social structures. We just have to change the story. And this timeline? Wow. It just lays bare the staggering difference in speed. It took Homo erectus 2 million years for their tools to evolve, a change that was probably tied to their DNA. Compare that to 1789. The French people completely rewrote their entire social operating system. They switched from the myth of divinely appointed kings to the myth of the sovereign people almost overnight. And that is the moment history declared its independence from biology. To understand humanity, you can't just look at our genes and hormones. That's not enough anymore. You have to analyze the stories we tell ourselves, the myths, the ideas, the fantasies that truly shape our world. So where does all this leave us today? Well, having used our fictions to master the world around us, we're now turning that incredible power inward, towards our own biology. You know, for all our godlike power, we're still just biological machines. And get this, the Sapiens genome is only about 14% larger than a mouse's. That's it. And now, we're on the very verge of being able to hack that hardware. We are literally shifting from the slow, plodding pace of natural selection to the lightning speed of intelligent design. Scientists are pursuing what's called the Gilgamesh Project to defeat death itself. We're using bioengineering to create new life, building cyborg limbs controlled by our thoughts, and even trying to link our brains directly to computers. We're not just aiming to alter our lifespan, but our very emotions and desires. And this is the final, profound challenge that Harari leaves us with. The power to create fictions gave us control over the entire world. We became like gods, but, gods without a real plan or a clear sense of purpose. The next great revolution, it might not be about the stories we tell about the world out there, but about the stories we literally build into our own bodies and our own minds. And what those stories will be, well, that's probably the most important question we've ever had to face. That's it for this explainer.